Hi, my name is Mary Ann Brennan, and I will be presenting this section on administrative and operating costs. Let's start by talking about how you will categorize program expenses. Basically, program costs fall into one of two categories: administrative costs and operating costs. Administrative costs are fairly limited. The money can be used to either purchase or lease equipment, such as a refrigerator, or maybe a cart for transporting fruits and vegetables, or it can be used to pay for the labor hours of your food service manager or whoever has been assigned responsibilities directly associated with program planning and paperwork. The administrative costs are limited to 10% of each school site's total fresh fruit and vegetable program allocation for the year. This dollar value was specified in your school's award letter. It's important to note, administrative costs must be documented and claimed in the month expended. For example, if a refrigerator is purchased in August, then the school must claim reimbursement for the refrigerator on the August claim. Administrative costs do not include the purchase of nutrition education materials, promotional costs such as the printing of brochures or flyers, or equipment repair costs. Now let's turn to operating costs, which include those costs directly associated with implementing the fresh fruit and vegetable program at your school. Operating costs include expenses for purchasing, delivering, preparing, and serving fresh fruits and vegetables. Again, I cannot emphasize enough that these expenses must be documented and claimed in the month expended. For example, if oranges are purchased on the last day of September to be served in early October, the oranges must be claimed for reimbursement on the September claim. It's not a matter of when the fruits and vegetables are served. It's the invoice date that determines the month the item must be claimed for reimbursement. So what do these operating costs include? Well, it includes the purchase of fresh fruits and vegetables, and also the purchase of low-fat or fat-free dip, such as ranch dressing, for vegetables. No dips are allowed to be served with fresh fruit. We know there are vegetables that are typically not consumed raw. So if you decide to serve a fresh cooked vegetable, like squash for example, it must be part of a nutrition education lesson in the classroom. These activities are limited to once a week. Again, the emphasis is on serving fresh fruits and vegetables. Operating costs do include the purchase of disposable items such as napkins, paper plates, plastic utensils, cleaning supplies, and trash bags. When claiming reimbursement for these items, you can claim for the total quantity purchased. You do not have to break it down by month. For example, let's say you purchased 1,000 plastic forks. You can claim reimbursement for the total quantity purchased, even though you may only plan to use an average of 200 forks per month. We won't see this item on a claim until you need to purchase them again. Operating costs also include small equipment purchases you may need, such as serving bowls, serving utensils, and trays. If labor hours are an issue at your school, operating costs can include the cost of value-added items such as pre-cut produce, ready-to-serve produce trays that are available at local grocery stores or delis, and delivery charges for both food and non-food items. Salaries and fringe benefits can also be claimed for those employees directly involved in the preparation, distribution, and cleanup of the fresh fruit and vegetable program. Schools are required to document these labor hours on the days when fresh fruits and vegetables are served. Finally, the number of labor hours claimed must be reasonable for the kinds of fruits and vegetables served during the month. Operating costs do not include the varieties listed, such as canned, frozen, cooked, vacuum packed, or dried fruits and vegetables. Again, the emphasis is on fresh. Also, for food safety reasons, we do not recommend serving bean sprouts. Finally, nuts, trail mix, peanut butter, or fruit dips cannot be served as part of the fresh fruit and vegetable program. Operating costs also do not include any purchased juice. Although not recommended, fresh squeezed juice is allowed to be served if done as part of a nutrition education lesson in the classroom. However, we will not reimburse a school for the purchase of a juice machine. Fruit slushes, even if they are made with 100% juice, or fruit smoothies of any kind. Finally, operating costs do not include the purchase of fruit leather, fruit gummies, cooked fruit of any kind, or dessert items containing fruit, such as pizzas, pies, or tarts.